Meanwhile, the New York Police Department raids a crate challenge. There's nothing smarter than to violently making sure nobody hurts themselves. This is the equivalent to a cop walking up to a drunk old man laying in the street and saying, "Get up, old man, or I'm taking you down." This is like the cop who killed the person that was about to kill himself. Cops seem to want to have a monopoly on violence. They clearly know nothing about the First Amendment, and that's why San Joaquin Valley Transparency is the most fucking important channel in the history of YouTube. Make sure to subscribe before you find yourself searching for his channel while red and blue lights are flashing in your rearview mirror.
Copwatch, please! We're doing a crate challenge! All that shit for nothing. Yeah, why the fuck is they making us move? All we doing is playing the crate game. That's what we do.
I'd like to read to you an email that was sent to me. I get these often, but I thought it'd be nice to share with you the kind of letters, comments, emails, and messages I get. Here it is. Your channel helped me interact with a police encounter last week. Hi, I've been watching your channel and other First Amendment auditors for the last year or so, and have learned so much about the legal limitations of law enforcement, particularly when no crime has been committed. For most of my life, I always thought that because the police had authority, we had to do anything that they said or they would be able to arrest you, which I know doesn't make much sense, but that is the culture that you and others are actively undoing through your education. I never thought I could even be rude to or talk back to a police officer, or even question them or question them in any way, as I thought that they would immediately dominate the situation. Watching your channel and other videos have shown me different. I really appreciate people standing up for their rights because so much is taken for granted culturally when it comes to police and how their authority is perceived in the general public. It's amazing how something as simple as applying the basics of the Constitution to police interaction can undo so much cultural ignorance and assumptions, both about police and what they think they can enforce and demand, and others such as myself who think or have thought that we have to simply just do everything that they say. Last week, my downstairs neighbor called the police on me due to a noise complaint, however. What she did not realize is that I was standing outside my unit listening to her entire conversation, including her fabricating the basic elements of the story which she used to justify calling them in the first place. At first, I was angry and wanted to go down there and confront her and them both, but then I remembered the many times I saw individuals refusing to speak to the police or identify themselves as no crime had been committed. I realized that it was all hearsay, that the police had not actually witnessed any crime occurring, and that because no crime had occurred and they did not suspect me of any crime, I did not have to interact with them in any way. So I went back up to my condo and closed the door and went about my business. They came up and knocked several times, announcing themselves as police and telling me that they needed to speak to me, but because I knew my rights as a citizen who had not broken any laws, I knew that I was under absolutely no obligation to answer my door or interact with them in any way. So I went about continuing to make dinner and just ignored them until they went away. That would have absolutely not happened had it been prior to me watching your channel and others' videos. Had this happened at any other time in my life, I would have answered the door and immediately gone down the rabbit hole of them asking questions and me simply giving all the information because I didn't know any better and I thought I would get in trouble if I didn't. It felt really good to exercise my rights even in such a small way. It also made me smile a bit, as most of the videos on auditor channels are about ID refusals or other interactions with police, and this one was a complete non-interaction by using the same exact principles. I mean, hey, it works for me. I'd rather exercise my rights by not interacting at all if I don't have to, but it's also good to know that if I must interact, I know my way around determining whether or not I am being detained, suspected of a crime, and knowing my right to remain silent. It's amazing how much police take for granted when it comes to violating our rights because they really lean on that cultural misunderstanding of police authority. Anyways, I wanted you to know that your channel helped me personally, so thank you. I also appreciate your willingness to be genuine about education. I watched your recent video where you made observations about certain auditors who antagonize people for views, and while entertaining at first, ultimately seem to undermine the education that others in the community are committed to providing. Thanks again, way to go, bro. You're making a difference.
Yeah, so they won't violate Trump. Well, this is bullshit. They said they got a noise complaint. He calling me out for bullshit. Look, 85, waste some money for what? For people that live in this country. But then at the same time, come over here for the security group without leaving. Only thing we doing is putting the crates and walking over them. I know you seen it on Instagram. You got Instagram? I know you seen it. That's all we was doing. We ain't doing nothing illegal. We ain't hurting nobody, no nothing. We hurt ourselves. 85 supposed to be for something, an arrest or something. I had nothing to do with it. What's up, y'all? Y'all looking real retarded right now. They said they got a noise complaint, man. They called like it was a riot, right or wrong? Hey, Sergeant, we ain't do nothing.
I just want to criminalize people that have fun. Legal fun. That's really what it is. Because y'all so fucking miserable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right.
I'm out for this bullshit. I ain't feeling bullshit. Oh, there you go. He right here. That's it.
We having fun. We wasn't doing nothing to him or him. He came on, yo, y'all. Listen, all right, sir, but we not doing nothing to y'all. We not telling y'all eat dick. We not doing none of that. We doing what we doing right now.
All right, so we're gonna defuse.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Get your fat ass over there.
Thank you. But listen, let's work together. Together, okay? Together. You got yours, I got mine.
San Joaquin. Yeah. Gotta watch 'em. We know the way that you coppin'. We don't give no option. Camera gon' shoot in 9 minutes. Keep that rollin', no stopping. They don't know now, we gon' teach them everything. By my country, everything. This my country, every day. False conviction, you got a power addiction. We on the road, me and the bros, telling the story so everyone know. Send them to hell, little Nicky. San Joaquin, shout out the group. We gon' show the world, don't miss it. My whole team on a mission. My eyes wide open, I see everything you doing. We gon' check the law. I know my rights like I passed the bar. I'ma make sure you know yours and all. Home of the brave, free us all. Can't do it all and we standing tall. Only real criminals behind bars. Only real criminals behind bars. Ooh, excuse me, Mr. Officer. Why you wanna pull me over for? This is public property. You not even on the board. Give a pig a badge, he get happy and go overboard. Pistol out and count to 3. This ain't what I voted for. I know my rights now. Get the light out my face, turn the light out. Why you out late? I'm a night out. Get your hand out the trigger and pipe down. Camcorder got it ready. I know a lot of people be false accused. I just keep spreading the story. I'm gon' make it known till it's on the news. Wide open, I see everything you doing. We gon' check the law. I know my rights like I passed the bar. I'ma make sure you know yours and all. Home of the brave, free us all. Can't do it all and we standing tall. Only real criminals behind bars. Only real criminals behind bars.